All right, all set?
All set.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 5 of I'm Up with Anthony Santino. We are back in my apartment because that's where we do it. And today I have Stella Pejo on the show.
Hey, what's up? I'm so excited.
Yep, I've known her for a little while, but I just learned how to say her last name.
I know, literally 30 seconds ago.
That was a good crash course.
It is. Mayo with a P.
Mayo with a P. My grandfather on my Irish side's from Mayo, Ireland.
Is that a real place?
That's a real place.
Wow.
It's not just a condiment. It's a real place. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Well, Ireland doesn't really matter that much, but it's...
I feel like people are always like, they always like downplay.
Downplay what?
The Irish.
They downplay them, yeah. Like the Irish, they write, they have Conor McGregor and Guinness.
Well, they'll be like if you meet somebody here, they'll be like, oh, I'm, an 8th Cherokee, but I'm like, I'm like a little Irish, but like they're Irish.
I don't know. I mean, there's Irish pride, but I understand what you're saying. I mean, New York is just, there's everybody.
There's so many Irish in New York, like Irish and Italian.
So you're Mayo, but not Irish. You're Pejo.
I do have some Irish in there a little bit.
Oh, you do? You just,
I'm going to say it.
You're one of the people who doesn't acknowledge it.
No, I acknowledge it.
Just for the record, I'm proud to be Irish. I don't want like the IRA to bomb me or whatever. But yeah, Stella is a comedian. What else would you put as a hyphenate? What do you?
I'm honestly, I feel like I don't even really get up anymore. I feel like I'm I haven't really like the last 5 times I did stand up were at Funny Farm.
Okay.
I'm basically just producing. And I've been like writing a little bit, but obviously with the strike, I have been unemployed for quite some time.
Yeah, so if you don't know Stella, she runs a really great show. Usually it's City Winery, right?
Wait, I forgot I have a present for you.
You have a present?
I forgot.
I'm getting a present?
I forgot. That made me...
Oh, you got a hat for me. Look.
I got a hat.
If you're listening on audio, you don't see it, but I have... It's a red hat. It's not a MAGA hat. It's a
MAGA hat.
It's a Funny Farm hat. Funny Farm is Stella's show. I'll leave it here as some advertising.
Merch. Oh, there we go.
Yes.
And you gotta crack the brim.
I'll crack the brim for sure.
The size of your right noggin. Yeah.
I gotta feel like I'm in like Daytona or something. I'll crack it hard. Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you very much. That's very sweet. That's the first gift I've gotten. Step it up, other previous guests. But so yeah, Stella runs a show called Funny Farm. It's at City Winery. She puts together great lineups. You put together great lineups.
Yeah, they're really great.
Yeah, you've had like Troy Bond, Nick Callis was on the last one. Fun people, fun times. Yeah. I've been to one. I'm gonna try to go to the October one.
You should. It's gonna be very spooky.
Yeah. Daniela's on it. I know that. Yeah. Who else? If you remember. Kylie
Vincent's on it. Caroline Haynes. Tyler Fisher.
Oh, nice. I saw him last week. He's good.
And I might even have Morgan Murphy. I'm really excited.
Ooh, okay.
I have to actually respond to her when we finish with this about doing that.
Well, I'm actually curious. So why'd you get away from doing the stand-up? What's your thought process on that for the moment, at least?
Well, I feel like I always knew like I wanted to work in comedy, but I never felt like I am gonna do stand-up. I just felt like it was something that like I knew I had to do if I want to work in comedy. Like I think if you want to work in comedy, I think you have to do your time, and I think you have to like kind of like. I think if you want to work in comedy, I think you have to get up at some point, period. Yeah,
just to feel it kind of.
Yeah, and like I even watched this like David Letterman interview once, and he was like, when he was first starting out, he was like, I did not want to do stand-up, but I knew that I had to. And like, I mean, it's definitely this like so scary, but
yeah, well, you get some street credit doing it. You
really do. And I also think it makes you just not like, I already care so much less about other like things that other people say because of comedy.
Oh, you mean like
I think it just gives you a tougher skin.
Oh yeah, like you're not like offended by as many things, you're saying.
Yeah, but also just like you have to sit in a room and try to make people laugh who are not going to laugh at you like hundreds of times.
Right.
Like you have to just get off the stage and nobody laughs.
You gotta get used to the no.
Or maybe I don't know if, no, not me, just Stella, no, but
right.
You have to do that. I think it makes you not care as
much. I agree with you on that because like I feel like if even comics who are really well established, Bill Burr, whoever you want to name, like they all say, oh yeah, that guy like he did comedy for like a year or two, fell off, but he like is doing the business side, like and they always show like a sign of respect to the person because they did it. So I kind of see where you're coming from with that.
Right.
No, but you had some good stuff. I remember I saw you like Joey Bats at a few mics and stuff.
Yeah. And I mean I really love writing the jokes, and that's for me it's more about the writing, I think. But I don't feel like I was like born to do stand up. Like I think some people, like I think I could kind of skate by sometimes, but I feel like there are some people who are just like born to do it, you know?
Right. I know, and you might have an evolution. You might want to do it again. And if
maybe.
you don't, you found yourself embedded in it somehow. And sure, you love it. You gravitate towards what you love, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But what I'm impressed about with you is like your shows are great. I mean,
thank you.
I've only been to the one of them.
Yeah.
But I know in general, like, you know, I'm sure you've had some sellouts, right?
Yeah, we've sold out every time. We've
There we
oversold every
You've
time.
oversold. Oh my God. People are on the rafters, on the rooftop, the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No, but I mean, what would you say? Because here's the thing. I produce just on average like 2 shows a month, just like my bar shows in Brooklyn at Easy Lover, great place in Brooklyn, Easy Lover, and Boardroom C, which is like right by my apartment. What would you say? I mean, I've had shows that have sold out, you know, free ones, ticketed ones, what have you. But then I've had, you know, the typical Thursday night, you know, I put some effort into it. I advertised a little on Eventbrite, but not too much. I put some flyers out, whatever, word of mouth. What do you say you give like your success to? Like, what do you attribute your success to so far with that stuff? Advertising wise, or?
I mean, I think I'm definitely just very shameless about it. Like, I think anybody who follows me on Instagram knows that I think leading up to my shows, I like spam Instagram.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that like I cringe myself out by, but I just have to like close my eyes while I do it, because I just think that it's one of those things where if the day the show comes and it kind of flops and I know that I didn't go as hard as I could have, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah.
At myself.
Right.
And so I just have no shame, and I'm like, like I've even had people like reply to my stories when I'm advertising the show and be like, shut the fuck up.
Really?
We get it. Yeah. Because I feel like I just nonstop. And I'm also shameless. I'll hit up, like, I'll be like, oh, hey, friend from 2nd grade, come to my show.
Why not?
Yeah.
I've done that too. Like, honestly, it's like I do the same thing. There is a shame to it. You're like, oh shit. But then you just kind of have to be like, whatever. They're gonna say no. What's the worst thing they could say?
Right.
Like, I was in Tampa like this past weekend with my dad, and I thought about it. And I ended up not doing it. I should have just done it. Like Nimesh Patel was in town. He was doing the Tampa Theater.
Oh my God. I've actually tried to get him on the show before.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably just busy.
Yeah.
But he's nice. Like I've tried.
Yeah. He is nice, and he's responsive too.
He's very responsive, very nice. I've tried to, because I asked him once like last year to like do this headlining gig in Long Island I was trying to produce. That fell through because it was right around Christmas, and I just am not good enough as a producer yet. But I asked him, and he was like, oh, like I can't, but thank you very much. Like, yeah, he's a nice guy. But I was considering this weekend being like, hey, like this is me pulling up from 90 feet. But like, you know, if you have some time for me, like to open, I could do some video work, whatever. Like would love to, you know, I was going to send some version of that. Ended up not doing it because I'm not gonna lie. I was like on my bed for like a half hour before a nap in the afternoon after eating a grouper sandwich. I was like, do I do this and look like a weirdo? Is he gonna care? He'll probably, the worst he could do is say no. But then I was like, you know, like part of me is this, like when you're producing a show, it's different. You're like, oh, I'm just asking a comic to do a show. For me, I was like, oh, I'm asking him to be on his show as a comic, and he's like, who's this person?
Right, you are asking for something as opposed to offering.
Right, I feel fine when I'm offering something. I don't care.
Right, because then they can just be like, I'm good, thanks, and it's no. Right.
Like
it's not uncomfortable for them to say no.
Yeah, like I figure he's got somebody on the road with him, probably doing video work. He probably has an opener, at the very least a local opener or feature act. You know, like he doesn't. As I'm thinking about saying, I'm like, he doesn't need me for like anything. It would just be him doing charity, you know?
Yeah, but I feel like
I should have sent the message.
Yeah, and I think it never hurts to ask. And I feel like something that I feel like I try to remember is like people like want to feel like good.
They do.
And like wanted, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So it's like even if he's going to be like, no, he's going to be like, damn, this kid has asked me 3 times to do his show. And so then the next time when you do ask him and he's somewhere nearby, he's going to be like, just to make him stop. You know what I mean? And he'll come do your show. Exactly. Yeah. No, and that's the thing too, is like, you don't know what's going through someone's head too, even if they give you a negative response. Like they might have a hard day. You know, that's why like if there's ever been any weirdness where I feel like a comic doesn't understand me or like, they, you know, they just don't feel me and they don't want to hang out or whatever. I'm like, I get it. Cause like, I'm like, oh, well, most people are cool. And why isn't this person receptive? And then I remember like, they might have a lot going on in their head, in their life, whatever. It really doesn't matter that much. You know, you can't have everybody like you. You know, it's just this how it's going to be. You probably know this in your own life. Like you put your best foot forward producing these shows or doing anything else in your life.
And it's like, you know, you just got to keep moving forward or you're just not going to progress.
Yeah, it's true. And like so much has worked and so much has like not worked too.
Yeah.
You know, and like I think just
you have to throw the baloney at the ceiling.
Yeah, literally. There's an
sticks.
episode of Drake and Josh where they are, I think
that's probably where it came. It was probably derivative
with
of
the
that.
sushi on the conveyor belt, and they're like,
it was like
and
the I
they
Love
have to
Lucy.
throw the sushi up to see if it sticks.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Are you a writer too, like for TV, film? So that's like your main thing, kind of. Almost nice. Have you like written on stuff, or is like you just, or you're not too long out of school, I imagine too.
I didn't go to college. I went to conservatory. So.
Oh, that's like smarter though.
Yeah, it's
where'd you go?
It's the same price and it's no degree. So I don't know if it is smarter.
It's a specialty though.
I was at William Esper in the studio.
Okay, I've heard of that. That's in the city, right? Cool.
It's
was that for
36?
Was that acting or writing?
It was mostly acting, but we did both.
Nice. And what do you say you like better, acting or writing? Writing, yeah, same.
Yeah.
That's what I started. I mean, before I started doing stand-up, like I'm 27 now. And like during the pandemic years, everything before that too, through college, like I was just writing sketches and, you know, writing movies on spec. And especially during the pandemic, like we had 1 million hours a week. Right. So I wrote like 5 movies on spec. 2 of them are probably okay. You know, like, you know, at least I could say that, you know, but and then it evolved from being like, I'm tired of sending my friends emails of scripts and, you know, they'll respond and read some of them, but I'm just like, this feel like I'm an only child. I already am lacking connection with humans.
God, you're only child.
Yeah, it's not, well, it's fine now.
I guess that's probably a terrible response.
When you're a kid, you don't want it, but when you're like, now I'm fine. Like now I'm cool. That's the thing too, is like, I appreciate my childhood and nostalgia, but I like adulthood.
You got a lot of attention.
Yeah, but my parents are like worried about everything. Like my dad was a cop, my mom's a journalist.
Too much attention.
They just saw everybody dying in like the news, and they're like, "Oh, we need you to be alive." You know, like precious. So, which was good that they loved me a lot. So I'll acknowledge.
They really want you to be alive.
Yeah, they were. And my dad's like a type A Italian guy. My mom's like not like that, but she's she's got energy. She's good. So they were just I was like always just trying to be calm and but comedy is good because like doing stand up helped me like put my opinions out there and like you care about the meta, so you're like, oh, I care about like how people make egg sandwiches and like why this person put sausage on theirs, like you start to care about that stuff because you're looking for material. So
yeah, that's true.
I don't know, I used to just like kind of be more like go with the flow, and now I'm like, I need to like let my opinions fly. It's a little Pandora's box. So what made you want to do stand up, I guess?
Well, I feel like I've been dropping like little like comedian breadcrumbs since I was like like a little kid. I feel like I was always getting like feedback on report cards that was like, talks too much or like distracts others in class, all that kind of stuff.
Are you from New York too?
Yeah, I grew up in the city.
Nice. Yeah, I think I sat by one of your friends at Funny Farms. I think she mentioned it. Where are you from? Upper Manhattan or somewhere else?
I lived on the Upper West till I was like 5 or 6, and then I grew up in West Village.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. Oh, you grew up in like great neighborhoods.
Oh yeah, loved it. I used to, when I was really little, we lived on 150th and Riverside.
Nice.
Super nice. Yeah, right on the water.
Is that by the little red lighthouse and stuff, or that's further up?
That might be further up. It's right by Riverbank.
Yeah, I don't know too many things. I just my grandma lives Upper West Side in like the 70s. So
that's nicer.
That's a bit away from you, yeah. But
that's nicer. So we moved downtown. I was like 6.
Yeah, and now that the shows are going well, do you feel like you're trying to do more of them, or what do you feel like the next step is for you as far as that stuff goes?
I do, obviously, like I definitely want to do more of them. I want to do them more frequently. I would love to get them on like a monthly or even more than that basis.
Probably could.
Yeah, because right now they're seasonal. But I really want to like hammer out the formula. Like I want to be able to do it in my sleep before they're regular.
Right, because you don't want to risk it not being as good as the ones you're already doing. Probably. Yeah,
and I'm keeping it. I'm just trying everything. Like this show is ridiculous. I have somebody. It's gonna be like legitimately scary, and I have somebody from.
The next one, the Halloween edition.
America's Got Talent.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Wait, like who? Like a judge or?
Well, I'll tell you later. Okay,
after. Tell me.
I'll tell you after.
Okay, cool. You're really building a reputation.
I've been telling everybody it's a big surprise. Mm-hmm. But yes, I feel like I'm just honestly trying all these random things. Now I'm doing like a photo segment where like Tosh point out. So like, we're just playing with it. I'm going to have some guy come and do like live polls, like a Family Feud.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of just trying to, try everything at once, see what sticks.
That's cool.
And then I feel like once the formula is like just more fluid, well, I would love to start going regular for sure. Yeah.
Well, I like the interactivity of your shows too. But yeah, no, I mean, also talking about going regular, I'm sure once you hammer that out, it's like you're also just going to attract better and better acts now. You know, like you've already had good people on.
Yeah.
But like now, you know, you get like Jessica Kierson, Mark. Have you had like Normand on one yet or no?
Dude, I don't even know if I should say this. All right, there's a saga with Mark Normand.
There's a saga
and the Funny Farm.
Has he dropped out or something a bunch?
Yes. So
I figured, yeah.
The second show, so he was supposed to be on the second show, which was the first one at Winery.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, whatever. Sean Millay was the one who was like, Mark Normand, you should do this show. And
Little liaison, like, okay. Yeah.
So
shout out Sean Millay, great guy.
Yeah, great guy. And so Mark's like, yep, I'm going to do it. I'm like, amazing. I get all the marketing materials. I'm like about to send it all to the venue. I'm literally about to hit send, to email it. So that they'll publish the flyer onto the City Winery website. Mm-hmm. And Sean texted me and he's like, hey, don't freak out. Have you seen Mark Normand's story? And I was like, oh my God. So I looked. And my show was on October 6th. That was the first one at Winery. And there's a picture of Mark Normand on a stage on his story. And he's like, October 6th, Ottawa. Oh, I'm coming for you. And I was like, no.
So you just like forgot or just ignored it kind of almost?
And then I emailed him and I was like, hey, like, como se dice, like what's going on?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, I totally forgot to put it in my calendar. And I was like, oh, that sucks.
He even says like he has a reputation like that. He says he like
kind of does. And he
forgets things.
But I was like, all right, whatever. So
shout out. I like him as a comic.
I love him as a comic. I wanted him on my show.
If you're watching this, Mark, no bad words.
No bad words. Please come back.
Stella hates you, but I like. No,
but he and then there was something where it happened again. Like
with
I was
him.
like, oh, okay, would love to have you on. Like,
round 2 fight. Yeah.
He was like, okay, and then I saw his Instagram story, and I was like, hey.
Oh, another day where he just had something else
booked something else, and I was like, hey.
He probably saw it as like a city spot.
And he was like, oh, I'm the worst. I'm sorry. It was actually kind of good impression. I didn't even mean to.
Yours was solid. Yeah, that was like a hey, you know. Hey, Stella's comedy not showing up. You know, the whole thing.
Stella's comedy. I'm not there.
Hey, I'll pretend I'm gay. You know, like the whole thing. But
yeah,
that's okay. But I'm, you know.
But yeah, you know what? One day it's gonna line up, and he's gonna do it, and he's gonna be like, "Wow, I wish I had done this all those times."
Yeah. Would you ever open a club? Would you want to do a club, or you want to just like pop into a place and do your show? So I feel like you have like club owner manager energy a little bit, and I mean that as a compliment. Like as a compliment.
I don't even know what that means.
Like you would run a tight ship.
I do. You know what?
In a good way too. Like you don't have like an overbearing kind of manager energy. You have like a good like just things get done kind of energy.
Thank you. I was talking to Nick Callis back at one of the shows, and he was like, "Hey, don't take this the wrong way." But when because he was DMing the Funny Farm account, and I was the one responding.
Right.
And
ghostwriting for the Funny Farm.
Right. And he was like, hey, don't take this the wrong way, but I thought you were a guy when I was
the way you're talking?
Messaging with you. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, I don't know. I thought you were a guy.
You're like, I'm not a guy.
Sorry to disappoint.
He's
like,
secretly
damn it!
Irish. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Like maybe like in the future, that would be cool for sure. I mean, I would love to, but also like, dude, a brick and mortar is scary.
Oh,
that's a big fish hanging over your head.
Did you ever have like entrepreneurial or like business motives? Like you want to do that as a kid or at any point? Like when I was a kid, I fantasized about opening restaurants, and then I realized like there's more than like an hour of work a day to do for that. And I was like,
really no. It's so disappointing.
I was like, no, thank you.
To find out.
Yeah, they're like 50% of them fail. I'm like 100% of me is not doing it. You know?
Right, and like I think most restaurants are not profitable for the first 2 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, unless you run a Funny Farm style restaurant, then people are going to show up, and you know that's the thing too.
So.
I feel like just you gotta have, but your marketing senses have to be good. Like even the design is good, catchy, like all that stuff matters. Like color schemes and like me, like my monthly shows, I have like a mustard yellow flyer, and like it's not great, you know. It's like I think whatever's gotten people to shows is the fact if I plastered the flyers at a lot of places and the
yellow
lineup
is also, I think, scientifically probably a color that your eye would go to.
Right, that's the thing too. Is like it is like pleasurable, kind of in the periphery, like yellow, like blue, red. Like they say is alarming, but it's like good, like because you want that.
I wanted it to be alarming.
You want people to be like
I actually
flashing
hate
signals.
red. Like I hate wearing red, which is
you hate wearing red.
I do, which is very ironic.
So you do this begrudgingly.
I do. I actually love this hat just because it's such a ridiculous hat that it almost feels like a costume.
But it's a good logo. Like I like the chicken looks like it's on something. You know, like I like it. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, of course.
You have to say that because we're sitting right here.
Because what?
I'm gonna leave and you're gonna be like, I fucking hate
well, no, I don't have too many negative things to say in general. Like it would have to be
good for you. As a comic, he's like, I don't have any negative. Just Anthony, the positive comic. He's like, everything's great.
Well, like that's not really. It's just like I make fun of myself and my family. Like I do it to people who can handle it. Like,
right.
You know, even like with my parents, like I have lines. I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, my mom was at CBS the other day. Like, guess what I caught her doing on camera? You know, like I'm not gonna do that. But like, you know, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, she's not a shoplifter. Just saying. But you know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot of lines. Like I don't know.
Okay.
Like when you write jokes, do you have lines or do you like just kind of say whatever and not care?
No, I think there are some lines for sure, but I guess I don't think I would ever cross them by accident.
Right.
If you know what I mean. Like
you would cross them by accident.
No, I think I would never happen by accident. Like I think if I was gonna, like I think if I overstepped, I would be like we're trying to push the envelope, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Like I think.
Like
I think it would just never occur to me to like. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I have a joke. Like I have a bit like I do about like the Justin Trudeau doing brown face. Like I'll mention things like that.
Right.
I'll make jokes about like because like I have some bits now about like gay guys DM me. I'm like I'm not gay, but like they want me. You know, like there's bits like that. So like I'll talk about like that stuff. Nothing crazy though. You know, like I'm not like hammering like trans material. I'm not doing. I'm not one of these like I got to see how far I can go all the time. You know?
Yeah, I don't feel that way either.
Which I respect when people are trying. I get it, but you know, it's just for me. I'm like it's not worth it. Like I barely have the energy to like talk to people ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, those topics I think are exhausting.
Yeah.
Just to talk about.
Yeah, because you hear a lot about it.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I would say like I definitely do feel like I definitely do miss being able to laugh at each other.
Yeah.
I think that has gone away a little bit.
You mean sensitivity wise?
Yes.
Listen, every person on planet Earth has sensitivities. You know,
right? Of course.
Even the most hardcore people who act like they're like, oh, they're sensitive to people being sensitive. Like they're like, oh, that person's wearing a mask in their car by themselves. I'm like, I don't care. Like they can literally have a diaper across their body and like spit out like slime from Nickelodeon. I don't care what they're doing in their car. It will entertain me if they're doing something that wild, you know. But anyway, like so this as a segue because I didn't write any questions out or anything, but I just figured we
didn't talk about it.
But I did tell you like I have a bent on like checking in on people and how you're feeling. How are you feeling like today in general? Like what's your mind like? I'll divulge about mine and how I feel about stuff, but how do you feel about like life?
Can you be a little more specific?
No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, like, how do you feel today? For starters.
Yeah, I felt okay today. I've been staying up kind of late the last couple nights, so I feel like my quality of sleep hasn't been that great. And yesterday my bones were just hurting.
Oh, your bones hurt?
My bones were hurting yesterday. So when I went to sleep,
just not sleeping from not sleeping.
Just like you know when your body is just like tired. Like I just had like a week. You know. But then I felt like I woke up this morning like it was the beginning of a new week.
That's
so
good.
I'm like okay.
You don't have. By the way, like I'm jealous. Anybody, you don't have bags under your eyes. Like I have. Bags on my eyes most of the time.
Well, I'm wearing makeup and you're not wearing makeup. So
you don't know that. You don't know that.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
For assuming.
Ejected. No, I'm not wearing makeup, but I do have bags. But they say that like if you put like an ice cube under your eyes or like cold water,
that actually works.
That'll suck it up like a little bit. Yeah.
Or like gua sha. Have you ever seen the girls do like the
gua sha?
Gua sha.
Gua sha. That sounds like a Cuban side dish.
It's a. Oh my god! Now I'm scared. It's a tool for
a tool. Oh, a tool.
It's a tool for sculpting your face, but it's like a jade stone or whatever, not the rollers.
Okay, I have a roller. I was gifted a roller once.
Rookie.
Yeah, never.
The stone.
I used it, but
that's like curved, and if you go like that, like it'll literally just like lift your face.
Oh, really?
You like massage your face with it.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Gua sha.
Is
that something you get like at like Ulta?
You probably could. I feel like you would just get it on Amazon for like $10.
I'll do that instead.
I think all the TikTok girlies are doing that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to Ulta.
I don't think you should go to Ulta.
But that's so physically you've been tired and stuff, and you feel like, are you like a generally optimistic, like I get up and I do shit kind of person?
Yes, I'm a morning.
That's what
person
I pegged you
for
as.
sure. Yeah, I'm a morning person.
What time do you wake up?
Well, I would say probably like 8.
8. That's good.
Yeah,
that's healthy.
Yeah.
Do you like work other than comedy stuff, or use all the comedy stuff?
It's all comedy.
That's great.
Yeah, I love it.
That's awesome.
But I probably get up at like 8, and I work from home, which is kind of. I mean, I go to like a co-working space too.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like especially if I have stuff that like I don't want to do but I need to do, I can't do it. I can't be home because it's so hard for me to work from home. I'll be like, oh, now I'm gonna do some laundry, and oh my god, look, there's a turkey sandwich, and I'm gonna take a nap.
You have to eat the turkey sandwich while you nap.
Yeah, it's so.
And then you're like, what am I doing here?
And then I'm like, I'm so tired from eating the turkey sandwich. I need to take another nap.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the pitfall.
Just files, and then I noticed that the tiles in the bathroom are really dirty, so I'm like spending 40. So it's just.
But that's getting clean at least.
Yeah, but it's just so I can't work from home.
It's healthier to be out. Yeah, like I also, in addition to comedy, I teach tennis. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so I have to get up early for that, and I have some long days I'll teach, and then I have like shows.
Long Island and Hamptons ever?
I teach. Well, I teach along. If I should teach it, if I was smart, I would teach in the Hamptons because you could charge like quadruple. Like I know people who teach out there, and it's like good. But shout out where I work. I teach out in Long Island and mostly in Garden City.
Are you from Long Island?
I'm from Queens, Douglaston though. It's like
I thought you were from Long Island.
It's close to it, northeastern Queens. Okay. So I mean, like
Nassau County.
Almost like it's the border town.
You are Queens.
I could claim New York City because we paid New York taxes. We're in New York City, but like 3 blocks away is Long Island. Like we're on
like Great Neck.
I'm by Great Neck.
Little Neck.
Little Neck's where I'm like basically from. Douglaston and Little Neck are like the same thing. Do you know people from Little Neck?
No.
No, but you know about it.
I just knew it existed, yeah.
There is a comic, Kathy Ladman, shout out. She lives out in LA now. She used to like date Jerry Seinfeld and all this. She's from Little Neck. Yeah.
Oh wow, good for her.
Yeah, very good for her. I was listening to her on Mark Maron's podcast, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm from Little Neck." I was like, oh. And so like I DM'd her. I'm like, I'm not sliding in for any purpose other than to say I'm very proud of you from being from Little Neck, blah, blah, blah. She's done Tonight shows, JFL. Oh, cool. She's got special. I think she has like an HBO half hour. Like she's done like legitimate stuff. So shout out Kat. She was on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh my God.
I was on a plane once. I'm like, I'm going to Ireland. The place you said doesn't count. I'm like, Kathy Ladman. This is so cool, But I'm from out there. And I've been in Brooklyn 3 years. It's good because there's like people here, where I'm from. There's activity. It's Queens.
Do you drive everywhere?
Yeah, I drive a lot. Like tonight, I have a show in the city. I'm going to drive to because at nighttime it's easy parking in the city. During the day, you have to pay like $45, and they spank you a few times, and they're like, "Yeah, you got to pay up." I don't like driving into the city during the day. But at night, like I'll subway during the day and then drive at night.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
Yeah. Okay. Do you drive too?
Yeah, you're like the only other person I'm meeting who also drives.
There we go. No, I respect you a little bit more that you drive.
I was on my...
Because city people don't have to and they don't always.
So do you do the alternate side parking?
I have to, yeah. Here we have like Tuesday, Wednesday, the whole thing.
Okay, we do Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday.
Oh, you park on the street? Well, actually, West Village you can, right? It's a little bit...
But is it Hunger Games here for the spots?
Kind of.
Okay, it's brutal in West Village.
Yeah, I bet it's horrible.
It's horrible. And I actually I was debating driving here because I have a Monday, Thursday spot, which means I have to move it at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Right.
Or I have to sit in it at 11 a.m. for an hour and a half for those people who don't know.
Right.
And it's actually the fucking worst because you sit in it for an hour and a half until the street sweeper comes and you circle the block to let him clean. Yeah. And you come back, some asshole took your spot and you have to, now you have no spot and you have to look for like 20 minutes.
So wait, how do you do it? Like the alternative to sitting in the car for the hour and a half, like what time do you get up to like move it, say tomorrow?
It's always at 11.
Okay. So you just go right before that?
Yeah, go at like 10:58. Yeah, and get in my car, and I have to sit there till 12:30. And at some point during that time, is when the truck comes, and you have to get out of your spot and try to get back into it before somebody else takes it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you'll do that, and they're usually the ones dishing out the fines, like the person in the truck. You think?
No, it's a separate person.
The separate, like the meter person. Yeah.
And I had honestly, I think the closest I've ever been to like stabbing someone was
who were you gonna stab?
This guy who took my parking spot.
Did you stab him?
No, but I really thought about it.
Why didn't you stab him?
I should have, but I didn't.
Did you yell at him or no?
Yeah, but he didn't even let me yell at him because he rolled up his window. It was so rude. So he
knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew it.
He knew.
And I pulled up really nicely, and I was like, "Hey, you know what you're doing. I'm so sorry. Like, please, I can't afford to like look around more. I have to go." And he went like this. Aw.
Whoa.
And then rolled up his 55 years old.
You should have like had a cage fight.
When he mocked me with the tears and then rolled up his window, I was like, I saw red, and I was like, You saw this. Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
shaking on the wheel. Yeah. Actually.
I'm sorry that happened. Was that recently?
It was probably like 5 months ago.
I like the honesty. You could have lied, and you gave a real timeline.
It was like 4 months ago. Yeah.
Okay. No, even better. You'd be like, it was yesterday.
No, it was like a while ago.
Yeah, driving, but it's a great, amazing convenience to be able to drive in the city.
It is. It's a luxury.
Have you gotten a lot of tickets or no?
Yes.
Yeah, I figured Manhattan would be more, because Manhattan has like 15 signs on top of each other.
Oh, I got tickets.
You've gotten tickets.
I got tickets.
I just thought about a sketch. I'll credit you, or you could be part of it, like where you make signs, but like the signs are ridiculous things, and like you can't, not just like I think
how about when there's 4 different signs telling you what the rules of parking there, and you're like, I don't understand.
I think they did that on an episode of Louis or something back in the day.
Oh, maybe,
Like he had like 4 or 5 signs, and like, but I'll have to check because I want to do.
It's like no parking Tuesday to Thursday.
Right. Like your kid's babysitter is designated for this zone from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yeah, school parking from 7:30 to. I'm like, wait, this is so hard.
Yeah, there's contradictory signs too, where they're just like they don't want you to succeed.
They don't want you to succeed.
Yeah. Do you drive outside of the city a lot, or are you mostly just in Manhattan tooling around?
No, like I definitely like when I get out, I do for sure. And like I will randomly go do things. Like I have a girlfriend of mine who's very impulsive, and she'll text me like, Woodbury Commons ? And then I'm at Woodbury Commons or whatever. Woodbury Commons,
is that in Woodbury, Long Island, or elsewhere?
It's in like Westchester.
Westchester, cool. I was far off.
Or maybe like a little bit above, honestly. Or like, I don't know. I have a house in Michigan.
Oh, nice.
So I drive out there, which is fucking far.
Is that like family, like, or you just own that because you're a baller?
No, I don't just own it. It was a family house, but it's my brother. My brother and I own the house.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
But it was definitely a family house. Yeah.
Yeah. What part of Michigan?
Like Southwest Michigan. It's like an hour from Chicago.
It's an hour
from the lake.
Michigan.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Very nice.
Very quiet.
Yeah, I need to branch out, but do you do like football games up there and stuff or no?
Yeah, I'm like 45 minutes from Notre Dame, probably.
From Notre Dame.
So we used to, like when I was a kid, we've gone to see games and stuff. They take it very seriously.
Yeah.
In Midwest football, even like high school, there are some like towns by me where like that is like the high school football is.
Yeah.
It.
Do you ever go to like Knicks games, Rangers games? Are you into that stuff? Or
yeah,
not?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Rangers are fun. Hockey's great in person. I don't like hockey on TV.
I like hockey a lot just because it's easy to follow.
Kind of, yeah.
I think the rules are easy to follow. There's no timeouts. It's just there's no out of bounds. You know what I mean?
It's just so like on TV, it's so sloppy to me though. Like in person, you're like, oh, this is amazing. How are they even controlling this at all? Because there's a lot of people bodying you and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. I want to
like it's dry. It needs some watering.
No. It's good. You came in with a Pellegrino.
Yeah.
Oh, have you been to Italy? I was just in Italy. This is irrelevant. I'm not just bringing this out of the ether. Wait, what else are you? We like kind of divulge away from that. You're Irish and what else?
I'm Arab, I'm Palestinian, and cool. I'm like Transylvanian, like Eastern European.
Oh yeah, like Romanian kind of ish.
Hungarian.
Hungarian.
Romanian, Hungarian. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I used to work for a guy from Romania.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad's born there.
Okay, I speak a little bit. Well,
really?
Like 4 words.
What do you
I,
what do
like,
you say?
I could be like bine forte bine che fac mal, like the whole thing.
I don't even know what that.
That like forte bine means like very good.
See, I'm so you know more than me.
I know more than you.
I know like a little. I know more Hungarian than
Your
I know
dad's from
Romanian.
there though?
My dad was born in Romania, but he lives in Budapest now.
Oh, he lives in Budapest now? Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's Hungary.
Yeah.
Do you speak Hungarian?
No, but I like they say it's like the third or the fourth hardest language to learn if you're not a native speaker.
Hungarian?
Yeah, because it's related to like nothing else.
Oh, they just were like, they were in their
creating
own
our
bubble.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, because even like, Greek is like derivative of Cyrillic. Oh, no, or Russian comes from Greek and et cetera, et cetera.
They say Hungarian is only related to Finnish.
Only related to Finnish?
Vikings. And like,
That's
who speaks
random.
Finnish?
Yeah, I
Unless
know
you're
one guy
Finnish.
from Finland, but he doesn't count.
Right.
But yeah.
And he only speaks it because he's from there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like nobody taught him it. You know what I mean?
I'm not going on Babbel or like,
No, and Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, I'm not learning Finnish.
Duolingo.
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish? Because you said como se dice before, but that's also just a fun thing to say.
Yeah, it is a very fun thing to say. I speak like subway Spanish, like New Yorker Spanish. Like I feel like I totally eavesdrop on the subway and I'll get the tea.
That's your Telemundo. That's like your way of learning.
Yes.
Right.
I feel like I understand it more and I know, like I feel like I'm actually not that bad. I just get really insecure to speak it out loud because I don't want to sound really stupid.
I feel you. No, that's the thing is like my dad said recently, he's like, by the way, like your great grandmother's from Bolivia, right? And then like my grandma was like yelling, saying that he's wrong, like she's Italian, he's just making things up. And could he do that sometimes? I'm not going to out him on this, but maybe. But I want to claim it though, because like I speak a little bit, like, and I'm like, I work with this guy from Honduras too. Like when I'm teaching tennis, he's like, Anthony,
all of a sudden you're like, yes.
Tu hablas muy bien. I'm like, sí, sí, sí. And like I could do a good accent, but that's the thing. I feel like a phony when I do a good accent. I have to do it without thinking. I have to do like the shamelessness of like when you're producing a comedy show. Like I have to do it with that kind of shamelessness. Like close my eyes, and then people are like,
I was actually just in DR with my brother and my family a couple months ago, and I tried to order. I was like trying to like flex in front of my brother. He's younger, so I'm like, I'm like trying to be cool.
Yeah.
And,
you're trying to impress him all the time.
And so I go to like order the room service in Spanish, and I'm like, I killed it. I'm like, I fucking killed it. Right?
You were practicing for an hour in front of the mirror.
And he was like, no, and I was like, cool. The food comes completely wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
You had the Google Translate version?
I was like...
Google Translate's bad, too.
Yeah, well, I was just like,
What'd you order and what'd you get?
I ordered 2 plates of chicken.
Okay.
And we got 1 plate of chicken and 1 plate of like assorted fruit. It was like grapes and like cantaloupe. And we were just like, what?
Oh, so you had to share the chicken and then eat the fruit and change?
Yeah, it was just like, he was like, oh, he was like, yeah, I guess that was not, it just sounded good. I was like, damn.
Did you guys do a resort kind of deal?
We did, and I'm kind of upset because I feel like I feel like I can't even be like, oh, I've been to DR.
You can.
Like, yeah.
I feel you, but I feel like it get wild if you don't do a resort.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like we wandered off a little bit, like just like down the beach.
Yeah.
Like I didn't go like inlands, but like down.
Did
the
you
beach.
like hang out with monkeys and take pictures with them and stuff?
There was a monkey I met on the beach.
Yeah.
Named Rico Suave.
Yeah.
And his owner wanted $40 for a photo, and I was like,
right.
Rico Suave is not worth $40.
Did he try to like get you to take the photo and then say $40, or did
no?
he
I was
gave
just
you
like,
a little?
oh, he's so cute, and he was like, yeah, he's so cute. It's $40 for a photo.
Right. He's cute as far as
not that cute.
yeah. If he was like 30, he'd be like, yeah, maybe. But
yeah, I was just
it's nice down there. I had a lot of Presidentes when I went there.
Oh, Presidente. It's the best.
Yeah,
so crispy.
It's not the same when you get it in like America. I feel like there is a change. Or
they sell it at some bodegas.
They do. They have Presidentes. Like Medalla is big in Puerto Rico. You ever go to Puerto Rico? Mm-hmm. Puerto Rico's great.
Yeah, I love Puerto Rico.
I played college tennis, and we had like 2 kids on the men's team and 1 girl on the women's team from Puerto Rico. So we went for one of our trips, and it was the best experience ever.
Where did you stay?
We stay in Humacao, which is like in the south.
Yeah.
And he's from Carolina, which is like near San Juan. Kind of. Yeah. Every time you said like, I was like, oh, Catalina wine mixer. Now I'm thinking about.
I've like weirdly been a lot of places in Puerto Rico.
Really, like all over.
Yeah, and did you go to what is it called? El Yunque, like the rainforest.
El Yunque, no, but he's been like they went on another trip. Crazy. Really cool.
Yeah, and then the castles, San Cristobal.
No, but I
That's
haven't.
in like Old San Juan. Yeah, Puerto Rico's awesome.
It is. I want to go back. He's having a baby, and I feel like I haven't done enough with my life now. But no, that's the thing. I was talking about this with someone the other day, and then I made like a stupid sketch video about it. I was like, I'm like cool with not getting married. How do you feel about like marriage and all that stuff? Like, what's your track for that? Do you feel like you want to get married soon, or are you like, I don't care, the timeline is what it is?
I mean, I would like to get married, but I'm definitely not like in a rush. Like,
Not
I
in a
feel
rush.
like I definitely would want to be like 100% certain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think that like if it was soon, but I was like 80% sure, I think that would also kind of scare me. Like, I feel like I would have to be like banged over the head with like reassurance for myself. You know?
Yeah, like you'd be like, this is a no doubt, because there are people like they have it. They're like, oh, this is the love of my life. They do.
Yeah,
People have that,
and I think it's super. I mean, I think you're supposed to feel that way in the beginning, but I just would want to make sure. My parents are divorced, so I'm like, let me make sure.
No.
You know.
Yeah. You can learn a lot from your parents. Like the way my parents interacted. Like there are things they did that I liked, and then things they did that I'm like, I wouldn't want to have that argument. You know, things like that. Like every little thing. Like I feel like I'm not a creature of habit of everything I see. I'm just a sponge. Like I'm like, oh, I could pick and choose. Like this is what I want to do a little better. Mm-hmm. This is what I want to take with me. You know. So I feel like you're probably like that too. I imagine.
Yeah, and I think like. My parents are also married for like a long time, and like they had like a good, like I feel like I got like good examples of like good relationships and stuff.
Right.
But I just I think it was people like really we're always changing, like no matter how old we are.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I guess it doesn't like align, but I would just I think I would just need to be very sure. But also I think like 25, like I've just turned 25, doesn't mean what it used to anymore. And like I also feel like I cheated a little bit because the pandemic. I feel like we all should get like another year or two back. Yeah. Like I feel like
the government should give it to us.
I think so. I think that would be fair.
Yeah. Like I'm just 25 now.
Right.
And you're 23.
Yeah.
And me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But stupid one. Really stupid pun.
But yeah.
No, I don't know.
How do you feel?
The way I feel is, I mean, if I met the person, whatever, or like however things shake out, you know, like I'm been single now like 3 months again, whatever, feeling fine, everything's cool. But I, there's a part of me that's like, oh, I loved that relationship feeling. And then I'm also like, even when I was in that, I was like, for us, I wouldn't want to rush it. Like I want us to like take our time. And also personally, like whether this makes sense or not, like I want to be doing a little better in my career first. Like I want to accelerate to a certain level where I feel like, I save well, I do okay, but like I want to be very financially stable. I want to make sure like I could support a kid if that happens right away. Like I want to succeed a little more personally and then feel like I've got like emotionally, I know I could have like my girlfriend's back or whatever, but I'm like, but I want to make sure like no matter what, like we have a fallout shelter for us. Like we're good. Like, like, so I feel like I need another like minimum 3 years before I get married. Yeah. Minimum.
For sure.
Maybe it's 50. I don't know. Maybe I'm not getting married till I'm 80. I don't know.
My sister's 29 and
you have a sister too?
Yeah, and she just had her second kid.
Good for her.
Yeah, right.
And that's great.
It's like so crazy to see because like I don't know, I also have like friends who are 29 and like I think there is just so much more of a range in terms of where people are in their lives or emotionally, whatever, than I think that there used to be. And I think also a lot of people feel just like more open to not do that too.
To not like dive into marriage or something you're saying?
Yeah, or just like...
I think rightfully so.
Yeah, I think exactly.
Well, listen, I feel pressure. So I don't know how you do, how you feel about this. I'll totally like go down a mini spiral, not a full spiral, but I'll be like, oh, there are guys my age that they have this, this, and this. They've hit this part of the checklist already. I'm like, I might have this and this, but I don't have this. And then I'm like, you got to appreciate what you have going on. What do you think about that?
Do you feel like getting married is like part of the guy's checklist in the same way that it is for women stereotypically?
Well, that's a piece of it. I think too, like, yeah, I mean, cause look, what I believe is like, you don't have to be a particular age to get married,
right.
But I would like to do it between the age of like 30 to 35, the way I see it in my mind. You know?
Right.
Like I want to be a slightly younger dad. I don't want to be an old dad.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be like a dad tomorrow, but I don't
Right.
want to be, but I want to be like an old dad.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, I think that's part of it for sure. I don't think that's the case for every guy. Everybody has different standards. Like we're in comedy.
Right.
There are people who are 70 who are like, what's a woman? What's a guy? I don't want to be with anyone. Like I want to do my bits, you know, but I'm not like that. Like I want a person, you know, like I want to be married at some point. But yeah, I think it's important too to like focus on the positive for that reason as well. It's like, you know, I could be prone to depression, but comedy is like taking me so far out of a lot of that. You know, it's like I have a lot of purpose every day. I'm like, oh, well, that show last night went awesome. And that was a great feeling. And I feel like I worked at that. And like now
there's a tangible end result.
Yes. And it's also like, it doesn't feel like it's too kitschy where you're like, oh, I'm worried about something, the wrong thing. It's like, no, I'm connecting with other people.
Right.
Some of them are people I know. Some of them are strangers. It's like, this is something I've always kind of needed. So I'm like, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is nice.
Right.
You know? So I feel like if I could hit that hard, you know, I'm in comedy 2 years doing stand up, you know, I've done sketch and improv, but I've been doing stand up like 2 years. So it's like, there's time. Like there are people who you think are amazing, who it took them longer to get good or longer to pop. Yeah. I think, so I'm a believer in like, like everybody has their own timeline. Yeah. You know, how do you feel about that when it comes to like business and stuff? Like, do you do a good job of not putting pressure on yourself, or do you put pressure on yourself?
No, I feel like I definitely put pressure on myself, but I also just think that at the end of the day, like I try to remind myself that like I started this because I really enjoy doing it and I love doing it, and and I wanted, like, that was the point of it, you know? And so like there has to be a time where if I'm not enjoying it anymore and the pressure is too much, like I have to know when I'm like, all right, I need to like not think about it for a second.
Yeah. You take some breaks.
Yeah, for sure. And like I always like after a show, I don't touch it for a week. Yeah. Like I don't look at it or touch it or anything for like at least like a week or two. Like, which honestly like is kind of bad for like marketing, because right after a show you got good momentum, you should be pushing the fucking clips out. Right. And I'm just like, nope. No, I think like, it's fine. I don't have to post fucking chicken on my Instagram story.
You can't eat chicken anymore because it's your logo.
Yeah, literally. I got too attached.
Yeah. No, it's very important to take breaks, and that's the thing too. Is, you know, there's a rat race culture. There's people that are like, you gotta get up every night, do like 3 sets a night. I'm like
a Mark Wahlberg workout routine.
Yeah, like I feel like I have to wear a cross and bless myself and wake up at 2 a.m.
Oh my God,
and put on a Boston accent and be like, dude, you going to Funny Farm, dude? You going to Funny Farm tomorrow?
Funny Farm, I gotta do fucking 700 push-ups, dude.
I did 700 push-ups at Funny Farm. I was at Funny Farm and then I ordered 2 drink minimum, dude. You gotta get the 2 drinks. You gotta bless yourself and do the 2 drinks. You know, like Wahlburgers are good. I haven't had a Wahlburger since college, but
he has good sauce.
It's good sauce.
The Wahlburger sauce.
Is it like the Thousand Island kind of deal, like that, or is it different?
I feel like that's cheapening it a little bit.
So I'm cheapening it a little bit. You're acting like you're from Boston. Like,
no, it's the same color.
It's the same color. Yeah. Same color for sure.
It's definitely like bougie Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah. Would you take your show on the road? Do you have aspirations of that, or you want to like do New York mostly for a while?
Oh, I totally would. I'm definitely very open to, like, I am not exclusive with City Winery. I love doing my show there. I love it. Yeah. But yeah, I would love to do it at Soho House. Yeah. Like a place like that, because then I think the pressure of tickets is not on me. It's on them. Right. I can just like really get down and like enjoy the fun part of it and have nothing to do with the ticketing. I talked to the Ned for once about doing a show there, but
what's Ned, like manager?
No, the Ned. It's like a membership. It's like a hotel that has like some kind
like Soho House. The Ned is like but what's that?
I think it's like something like a Soho House.
The Ned is like a Soho House.
Something like that.
Oh, I see. So yeah, so they would be the one doing the tickets, and you just have to like get the comics, kind of.
Right, like they deal with filling the room.
Oh, that's great.
So I'm like,
that would be so much easier. That's what I want to do. I'm like, for the place.
That literally feels like walking into a store and shopping and doing the entire part of the shopping process except for the paying part. Right, but you just talked to them about it. Part. Like they were like, "Oh, we would do that." Well, the thing is that no one can go if they're not a member.
Oh, I see.
That's on them.
So it would have to get them getting their members.
That's what they do. They run it to their whatever it would be, a Soho House, whatever, Ned.
Yeah.
So I would love to do something like that. Also,
Yeah.
just to have, I think it would be like a cool collab, kind of get the word out there a little bit. I'd love to do something like that.
Yeah. I feel like the Stand would be a cool spot too.
Yeah, I would do the Stand. How big is the Stand?
The downstairs room, I'm guessing over 100 for sure. What's City Winery like? The Loft
is sellout is 160, but we usually have more in there.
Okay, so I
like
should call the fire department. I'm kidding. They're not watching this.
No, they're not watching.
I have a bunch of cousins from New York. They're probably in the fire department, so
My uncle's in the fire department. I'll have to call him a favor.
They pretend to care.
That's so New York of me.
Yeah, me too. We have like cops, firemen, sanitation. You know, the whole thing.
But he married in. I'm not blood related to a fireman.
You're not claiming.
But I still have a fireman in my family, which is super New York of me, and it's like my immediate family.
It sounds like you need to be pushing the New York. You're like, I need to be New York, but you are from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have a fireman in the family.
We have a fireman in the family.
Do you just call him if like your house is on fire?
I definitely would.
Yeah.
But I might call the actual fire department first. Like,
so he doesn't count.
Well, I know. I would think I would call 911 first.
So he's not that important to you, is what you're saying. I'm kidding. It's fake gaslighting, people. Fake gaslighting. If you're not a comic and you don't get the bits. I had a woman. It's weird. Like, we're young. Like, you're a woman, but like we're young.
Yeah, but that feels like
girl,
like rude. Like, don't call me.
Woman feels like you're 45 minimum.
Yeah.
You know, like
I got called ma'am recently for the first time. And
ma'am,
I was like,
is this Savannah, Georgia?
Like,
you're
had to try that one on for a little bit.
Girl, lady, woman. You're girl, lady, woman.
I mean, like, I can rent a car with no fees now. Like, I don't have a young driver fee.
That's important. Oh yeah, what is that? The cutoff for that's what, 24, 25.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Next year insurance. You still like on parents' insurance and stuff? 26 is the age.
Yeah. I'm about to be off. Yeah.
Yeah. No, by the way, the New York City one, if you need that, like, it's good.
Really?
It's fine. New York State of Health.
I was literally about to take a job at a mental hospital just because they have good health insurance.
Really?
Yeah.
You could.
I was literally going to work at a funny farm and then go home and work at the funny farm.
The funny farm, yeah. Well, it would be a good experience.
I think it would be, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a specific desire to work at it, or you just saw the posting? You're like, I kind of am interested.
It was for, the opening was for I think it's like a young adult and like teenage substance abuse and like mental health counselor.
Oh, nice.
I feel like I would enjoy it. It's just kind of far. It's in Westchester.
Yeah, but do you need a degree for that, or can you just do it like a counselor?
They offered me the job. I don't have
That's
a degree.
great.
And they consider 3 days a week full time. I was like, that's kind of.
Oh, so you would qualify for like insurance and stuff?
Yeah.
Are they longer shifts, or that's just what they consider?
They're really long.
Like 12-hour, 15
it's
hour.
You get there at 8:30 and you leave at 9:30.
Ooh, 25-hour shifts basically.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
75 hours.
But that feels like
you get three apparently really good meals a day.
Yeah, that's good. It's rewarding work. Westchester's nice. You get to drive by some streams.
Yeah.
You have the car. That's like nice too. Like I teach out on Long Island, and what I want to do is I want to be working in the city. Shout out, love the people I teach and everything.
Yeah.
But I want to be working in the city, more embedded in comedy. I'll be like, I'll scrub the floor at a comedy club. Like, I should just be doing that. Like take a little pay cut to do that. But we'll figure it out over time. But for right now, I'm like, I like being there at night and then driving back into the city at night. I feel like I'm doing something. I feel like I'm active. Like I need the stimuli of the city. Like, do you feel like you want to live in the city forever, or do you want to like move out to the country?
Oh, I've thought about this so much. It's weird because I also think about it differently when I think about the context of like kids and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
I loved growing up in the city. I felt like it gave me so much. I learned so much. There was so much.
Yeah.
I feel like my parents didn't have to teach me, and I genuinely feel like one thing that I was able to give them is that they really never worried about me out on my own in terms of like my own like awareness or decision making, I think.
Well, you do grow up fast, but part of that is probably them just trusting you, knowing you, and maybe that's in their personalities.
Maybe,
to do that.
yeah.
My parents would still be freaked out if I lived in Manhattan. Like they're Queens, Manhattan, Mars, wherever we live. They'd just be nervous about me,
But I'm also like selfishly, I'm like, I'm tired. I've been here for like, I'm also like, I think maybe if you grew up here, maybe you can kind of relate too. You're like, I would totally could be really happy somewhere like just very close proximity, but like a little quieter, but
Yeah.
like when I have monies, obviously.
When you have monies, yeah. When I
Yeah.
have monies, I mean, that's the thing, like, no offense, because I'm nervous about the city kid thing. Like, because you grow up fast, but I'm like, how fast? Like,
Right.
are they going to be doing lines at 11? You know, like,
Right.
I don't want that. But, you know, I have cousins that grew up in the city. They're still, they're kicking. They're doing well, you know. I think they're good people. But I think there's a thing, I think it's natural, like, city, younger, family out. Kids are like, the suburbs stink. I want to go back to the city. You know, I think there's like a little accordion effect of that. Like I kind of want to have a family like in like Long Island, Westchester, Connecticut, something like that. Like I might end up in New Jersey, who knows, but hopefully not. But you know, like, I mean, I love Manhattan. I love Brooklyn. Like I could live in the city forever. I think personality wise, I like the stimulation of it. Like
It's super motivating.
It is, because I could slow down very easily even within the confines of this place. Like I'm good about getting myself to relax.
So you are able to like slow down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have so many retreats. Like, you know, I know it from my neighborhood in Queens is very like suburban and chill. We're by the water. There's like a nice little like peninsula water drive. You see the Throgs Neck Bridge. You see the Manhattan skyline. It's really cool, you know? So, you know, I think as long as I have proximity to it, I'm fine. I don't want to move to like Tahiti or something. I want to be like close to this, you know. I know my parents. I'll be close to my parents and like, you know, I don't have siblings and stuff. So, you know, I don't know. If I had siblings, I'd probably be like, I'm outie to California, bye. But no, I like it here. I also like what I say to people is like New York has the best and worst of everything.
It does, yeah.
Like I like that. There's a groundedness to that. You know?
No, I think so too, and I think that New York is like really a place where there's truly something for everybody.
Yeah,
I think, and I just feel like, it is definitely, you know, a younger speed, I think, growing up, but I also think that New York is super compartmentalized, and I think that like you could take 30 kids who grew up in the city, and I think each of them would have a completely different
for sure,
completely different experience.
Yeah.
And I even think like I mean, somebody who went to, you know, I don't even know, York Prep on the Upper East Side or whatever, like somebody who went to school on the Upper East Side, prep school, and you know, with a uniform and everything, would have a completely different experience to me who went to like performing arts high school.
Did you go to LaGuardia?
I did go to LaGuardia.
There you go.
Yeah.
Knew Timothy Chalamet and all that.
I did know Timothy Chalamet.
You know?
Yeah.
I know him. I know him. I don't. But like I know he exists and does acting and stuff. He's good.
Yeah, he's
good.
But
I feel like I definitely know some other LaGuardia kids. Like from my middle school, people went to LaGuardia. But I forget, and hopefully if they're listening, you're important. I remember you. But would you focus on acting there?
Yeah, I was a drama major.
Oh, awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it was a great education.
I think just the great thing about New York is, you know, this sounds general, but to get more in depth on it, like the diversity of New York.
Yes.
It's like, because you really see the common ground you get with people. Like you learn about other cultures, but then you're like, oh no, but we have this in common. And like, oh, you bleed, I bleed. Like we're good.
Right.
Like, you know, whereas people from like more isolated parts of the country, I can't speak for them. I've been to most parts of the country, but you do see like they get a little more insular about certain things.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I think the diversity is just so much more just like a part of the way that things work, and it never, like, I don't ever feel like because I went to public school my whole life, but I don't ever feel like as a kid I was like, oh, I go to a diverse school. Like it was just not even, we were not thinking about the school being diverse. Yeah. Whereas I feel like, and again, I don't want to speak for them, but sometimes in places that are less diverse, the diversity is kind of sort of more forced because they're trying to curate a diverse environment, you know. And I feel like that just is what New York
we become like chameleons. Like I could just say I'm Puerto Rican and people believe me, you know, which is great. I want to, you know. All right, well, I think we've been doing it a while and I have to go to a show soon. Is there anything else you want to like do, closing remarks or plugs? Anything you want to plug?
I mean, I guess the Funny Farm show on Friday the 13th at City Winery.
That's right. You're doing it in October.
Anthony will be there.
I'll be there. She has a gun to my head.
He'll be there. I will be there.
She gave me a hat. That was really nice of you.
Give you a hat.
Give me a Funny Farm hat.
All right.
What's your
thank you.
Instagram and stuff?
It's
Or
at
whatever you
Funny
wanna-
Farm NYC.
There we go.
And you can definitely get tickets there.
You
And
guys
thank
should.
you,
And
Anthony.
thank you for doing it, Stella. Definitely go to Funny Farm. It's one of my favorite comedy shows I've been to in the city. It's a unique experience. That's what you want. You want a
Yes.
unique experience.
Yes.
You don't want cookie cutter. You want unique. It's a good classic showcase comedy, but there's other tidbits in there that
Yes.
make it its own entity. Stella, thank you for doing this.
Thank
I appreciate you. That's it till next time. I'm acting like this is ABC
I
or
know.
something.